My motto is say yes to everything, even if you don't know what you're doing, because at some point you're going to have to figure it out. You've probably seen these table runner cakes everywhere by now. It's a trending style. And so when I was asked to make my very first table runner cake, I said yes without thinking about the fact that I don't know how to do this. To top it off, this cake was supposed to be a meter long. After I said yes, all the logistics started to flood in. Where am I going to store this cake? How am I going to transport this cake? How am I going to assemble this cake? Do they even make cake boards that are a meter long? How much cake do I have to make? Don't worry, I got you. I filmed the whole process. When I tell you that I learned a lot and I had to troubleshoot as I went, and I figured if I'm wondering these questions and had to figure it out, I'm sure another baker would really appreciate it too. Now, the first thing I did was reach out to a friend of mine, Vina at Just Cakes, and I talked about logistics in terms of like length and width, especially the width. I was like, what is a width of a table runner cake? Talked about how I'm going to create this meter long cake in sections. Anyways, I baked up 7 15 by 18 sheet cakes, 1.5 times the recipe, which made it 10 times the recipe, enough to feed 190 people. The guest count was 170. Then I headed over to Home Depot and grabbed myself a shelf. Yeah, that's gonna be the cake board. Went to Costco, picked out some flour. I started cutting my cake boards down, the real food safe cake boards, down to the sizes that I needed for the sections. Cakes would actually be assembled onto these cake boards. I trimmed them down just enough so they would not show. It'll eventually get hidden with buttercream. This particular cake was a coconut cake with a coconut cream cheese filling and toasted coconut flakes. Client wanted figs, and figs were so difficult to find, but I did find them. 2 sections of my cake were 11 inches long, and then my last section was the longest. It just made more sense than creating 4 sections where one section would be tiny. See where that little gap bridge is between the 2 cakes? This was low-key really satisfying, okay? Now, I didn't want to wait until I got to the hall to figure out how I would assemble it, so I did a test run at home. I also had parchment underneath the cake board and between the shelf to create a barrier. This also made it easier to transfer the cake onto the cake board, because when I tell you these things were so heavy, easily 25 pounds each. I used a pizza slab thingy. What are this? I don't know what it's called. But if I didn't have that pizza thing, that thing right there, I don't know how I would have slid this on. I also put most of the florals on at home because I wanted to know what it would look like. I did not want to be doing this at the hall, especially because it was my first time. Brought my buttercream, all my tools to the hall, extra flowers, pomegranate, figs, all of it. And I got to work. It was time to start filling the gaps, covering the cake board, my little palette knife. And thank God this was rustic, rough finish, because I don't think I would have been able to get this smooth, at least not for my first cake. But here she is in all her glory. She is so beautiful. She was just a little over a meter long. What do you guys think?